What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Welcome, welcome. And hope you've been catching up on some of the videos that I've been posting daily. Get prepared because tomorrow will be Sunday sermon. And who knows what will come through. But today, I sort of gave a hint in the short that I posted earlier today that we're going to be touching on. We're going to be touching a little on. One second. Whoops. Whoa. Just. Okay. It's better. We're going to be touching on. Saying no and not feeling guilty about it. Something that I've been working on for a very long time. Let's just say, and I laugh when I say it because, man, oh man, has it been a difficult road with that. And it's gotten a lot better as I've stepped into my power and my worth and knowing my value and what I bring to the table, just as a soul and as a human being, and that my time is extremely valuable. I've realized that what I was doing before and what a lot of us have done and not even realized it, because it takes many years to like understand your feelings and emotions. Some of us are much more ahead of that or evolved in that way than others. And then others of us have, it's been a slow go and it's been a struggle. And funny thing is, I never realized when I was like frustrated and angry and pissed off that I agreed to do something that I really didn't want to do just to please somebody else or just to make somebody else happy. In turn, I then felt guilty and didn't even realize why I was feeling guilty. And we harbor those feelings or emotions, and it could be a partner that we're having difficulty expressing ourselves to, because deep down there's a level of fear that if I stand up for myself or I be who I really am and I tell them no, that they're not going to want to be around me or they're not going to like me or they're going to abandon me, and that can trigger abandonment, feelings of abandonment. Maybe you were abandoned when you were younger, like a lot of us have been, and so we take that into our adulthood, and we have fear that, well, if I show really truly who I am to this individual, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a partner, it could be anything, a coworker, that there is a level of fear that that they could leave or not want to be around me anymore, not want to hang out with me anymore, or so we end up saying, okay, I'll do it. And in actuality, you put up a fight and didn't really want to do it, and but did it anyway. And then for weeks and weeks, you're feeling guilty. And the guilt is about you agreeing to something that you didn't want to do. And that's also has to do with people pleasing tendencies too, which is something that I did for majority of my life, and to then find out that those are things I don't like and those are things I don't want to do, and yet I was doing them anyway, and I was saying yes when I wanted to say no and no when I wanted to say yes, and didn't even know really the difference. And I have spoke about this on previous videos, but I felt we needed the message to come home, to drive home even deeper, because it is a very big thing that I think is falling off of a lot of us. as we go forward, man, I'm telling you right now that the eclipse that we're going to be experiencing on the 19th or 20th, it's around that time. We're already those energies are already starting to shift. But man, oh man, I laugh about it because those of us that are trying to avoid it, let me just say that be prepared because there's no avoiding. And it's going to be felt. I'm getting chills because it's going to be felt in the form of energy. And I feel like, which I may have spoke on the short today, that the energies feel lighter today. And in my reading, that my practice reading for the Akashic Records had a lot to do with freedom for me. And for me, like kind of taking a view from like a big scope, like as if I was in a helicopter viewing everything, like in at that kind of level, and that I do feel that for myself, and freedom, just freedom, like freedom right now, freedom in general, freedom from those chains of like the chains of like being trapped in a way that I don't want to do that, but I did it anyway to please somebody else or not cause conflict. And I talk about this a lot on this channel because it's something that I have struggled with relationships of all kinds. And, you know, just not wanting to either do those things or even be in that relationship only to do it because of other people, to please others, so that I don't cause conflict or arguments or issues amongst the family or issues amongst friend groups, you know. And again, that stuff is all falling off. We are stepping into our power and our truth and knowing who we are and our self-worth, and that all comes from self-worth and value. Because when you know that, you won't just say no or yes. You'll say what you really feel and how what you want to really do versus doing it because, as I said, for others. And that also has a level of control too, the control aspect, which is another thing that's falling off. And the universe is like saying, yo, let go. Let go of that relationship that you think you want to have. In order to have it come to fruition, you have to let go of that control, of trying to figure out the outcome or trying to figure out, oh, well, I want this a relationship to be the way I want it to be or look the way I want it to look. Instead of, well, maybe that person that you do want to be with, it's still going to be that physical person, but it's going to be a transformed version of them, you know. And that is something that I've had to essentially let go of, because it's funny because, you know, as many times as I reached out and tried to orchestrate it or make it happen in the way that I wanted it to happen, it it was like, yo, here's a slap in the face. Like, no, that's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. Even though deep down I know that it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It was being shown to me in a way that I had to let go. I had to surrender. I had to, you know, stop trying to force a certain outcome. And like I've said many times on this channel, there is very little that we actually have control of. The ego, yeah, it thinks it has control of everything, but in actuality, we don't. And I spoke about this on the channel, but I'll speak about it again. If we came here, first of all, we came here forgetting everything. We came here with amnesia and not remembering who we are, not remembering our worth, not remembering our value, not remembering any of it. And then we stepped into this human form to where we got all these traumas, and we brought past life um, past life, generational and ancestral stuff that we brought into this life that we had to heal, right? And at the same time, also forgetting everything, forgetting what we're meant to do here, why we're here, what we're doing here, what our career is going to be, how we're going to like form an identity in this world, just all of it. And just essentially blindfolded, banging into walls, because that's what my life has been like. And not until I hit rock bottom the last two times did I really start coming more into who I am and forming this human that I know to be, because it's been a gradual, slow progress, right? And along the way, we've been forced to let go more and more and more. And I feel like since 2020 hit, that was a massive wake-up call for a lot of us to let go of control and to realize that we don't have control, and to realize that we came here, and this I talked about many times, about spirit and a team of spirits and guides from the other side, guiding us, steering us in the way that we are supposed to be. Because again, you have choice, and you have freedom of free will, and you can move yourself in different ways, but in the end you're going to end up at the same place at the end. And when I say the end, there's not really an end. There never is an end. It's like we try to get to the end. We think that there's an end. But it's like we have to enjoy the journey, not enjoy each day and not the end, not the trying to get somewhere. We just enjoy each and every day and the process that it takes for us to maybe get to some level that we wanted to get to spiritually or mentally or physically, or just a feeling of, oh man, I feel more grounded, or I feel more where I have a foundation built, or man, I finally got that relationship I've been asking for and looking for, or that career I love so much, or, just where I feel just at a better place mentally and physically and spiritually, or I feel more grounded, or I'm happy where I'm living finally, or, or I'm happy financially. But again, that all is external, and that all is fleeting, because there's no guarantee that that's going to stay or be where it is, because we don't know the outcomes. We don't know, and more or less we're meant to just step into the unknown more and more, and not have fear, and not control, just embracing the unknown, and since yesterday, this is my second day now of where I've been detoxing and fasting. Let me use that word better than detoxing, because you don't really fully know what I'm doing. So I'm fasting. I've just been really essentially fasting on water and coconut water and and a pinch of Himalayan sea salt. I've been doing every now and then. And so literally this is my second day. I'm not sure exactly when today I'm going to break the fast, but I probably will today. So I've been purging a lot, emotionally, physically, all of it. And, this is probably my 6th or 7th week. And again, not straight weeks where I'm fasting 6-7 weeks now. Eventually, I do plan, I was speaking about it the other day, that I'm probably going to lead up to a month. I want to get to like 6 days, and then, maybe, but again, I don't put these parameters on myself. I just go with the flow, and whatever, if I feel like going another day, then I feel like going another day. right now, I kind of feel like today may be the day that I break the fast. What I've been essentially doing is every other week for a couple days. And I stopped doing that the last few weeks because I was doing a cleanse of my colon. And so, I didn't want to be fasting while doing that also. Because with that, you're getting rid of the toxins essentially through the herbs that are pulling that stuff out of your body. So, uh, this time I took a break from it, and I started back up again, and it's been pretty good actually. It's given me more clarity and mentally. Uh, I actually felt pretty good strength wise. And just in all, I felt better doing it. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about it on Sunday sermon. We'll see. The fact of the matter is, getting back to the topic at hand, stop feeling guilty for those things, for just saying no. If you don't feel because in the end, it's not about the external. It's not about what you do. And again, you could say no, and then that person could hate you and not want to be not want to do anything with you because you did that, and then that blows over weeks and months later. It's forgotten. And so you have to start, but it's deeper than that. It really is. It goes deeper than you just feeling guilty about saying no or saying yes when you didn't want to say that. It goes deeper than that. It goes deeper in a sense that it goes back to maybe abandonment, or maybe self-worth, or maybe or value, how you value yourself or how much you love yourself, because that's where that all kind of encompasses self-love. How much do you love yourself? How much do you care about yourself? Because again, when you do that and you don't want to do that, you're essentially going to hurt yourself, because now you're going to feel guilty about saying no. And again, that's something a lot of us as a whole and as the collective are dealing with right now. And we're being challenged with relationships or situations that are forcing us to feel that. And really, the guilt just wants to feel for you to see it, for you to see that guilt, or see that anger, or see that shame, or see that judgment. And so your higher self is putting you in those situations so that you do end up having to feel those feelings because you've been avoiding feeling them. So, you'll say it, you'll say no, and then you'll feel guilty, and then you just push it down or suppress it or numb it by doing something that distracts you from it. And then you never end up feeling it. So you're going to be your higher self is going to put you in these situations where you're going to be forced to feel it, especially going forward, especially going into April, deeper into April and into May. You're going to be forced by your partner or your family member or your relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be, so that you do end up having to say no and then feeling guilty if you haven't already felt it. So I urge you to start feeling those things, because it's going to get heavier and heavier for you if you don't. And this is not something that I'm like trying to make you feel guilty about by me telling you this. It's just so that you don't give the universe the chance to have to force you into it, where you just do it because you're doing it. And then it will go much smoother and much more easily, much easier is the more like it, versus the 2x4 across the head, where you're forced into the situation and you're forced to face those feelings that you didn't want to feel. Whether they be anger, whether they be sadness, whether it be guilt, whether it be grief, whether it be shame, whether it be whatever the case may be, whatever your situation is, you know, these situations that we come across are meant to happen because we were ignoring the feelings that were trying to be shown to us or seen or heard, you know. And so more or less what I'm trying to say is, if you are being challenged by saying no to certain things or many things, maybe to your boss, and then you say no, but then you feel guilty about it, right? Well, there's a reason that's showing up. There's a reason you're seeing that. There's a reason you're feeling that, because you haven't felt it, you haven't seen it, you've been ignoring it, you've been distracting from it. So it comes up more and more and more, and you're put in these more challenging situations with who knows who, and to inevitably feel those feelings and see those feelings and just feel it to your core. So when you feel it to your core and it gets seen, it moves through the body. And then you don't have to go through that challenge anymore or that experience anymore, because you experienced it and you felt it. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand what I'm saying. That take the time and do what you feel is right for you authentically. Because when you do that authentically and you say no authentically because you don't want to do what you said no to, I mean, you're going to feel it. It's going to come up because you've been avoiding it. You've been not wanting to feel it, not wanting to experience it, not wanting to see it. So it's going to come up. And then sit with it. Sit with it and feel it. Feel it. You know? Feel that guilt. Let that guilt come up. Experience that guilt. You know? And just say no because you want to say no. And you're like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to say no authentically. And I don't care how they feel about it. They're going to have to sit with that feeling themselves and experience that themselves. Because if you just say yes and you just do it, now you're giving in, and now they're not experiencing what they need to experience. It goes both ways. So there's a reason it's happening between the both of you. Because one of you has to feel and one of you has to see it and experience it. You know, so that's why you both are being confronted with some kind of situation by your higher selves, because your higher selves are talking and creating that situation that you need to experience. So say no if you want to say no. Say it authentically and be unapologetic about it, you know? And you'll see more and more these situations and challenges won't come up anymore because you graduated from it. You experienced it already. Now you move on to higher, better, bigger things. Not that they're not going to be more challenging, because again, it always comes back to, did you experience that feeling? Did you experience that sensation? Did you feel it to your core? So now, maybe now you're going to get into another relationship romantically, and now you're going to be tested with those things that you maybe were avoiding, or not wanting to feel, or not wanting to see, or not wanting to hear, or just ignoring it, or pretending that being something you did not want to be. And that's where I go back to being authentic, fully authentic, you know, and showing up as somebody you're not. Will be challenged as we go forward, because it's all about being authentic now. It's all about standing in your truth, standing in your power, being completely transparent and authentic, and not doing things like we used to, like that old saying, fake it till you make it. It doesn't work anymore, and it won't going forward. You can try, but you're going to be swimming, paddling upriver, you know, and you're going to be exhausted and tired, and the resistance, just let go of it, you know, and let go of that control, and just, you know, just surrender to the universe. Let the universe do its magic, work its magic, because you are transforming and everybody around you is, whether you like it or not. I hope you got something out of this. I hope that you listen to what I'm saying and you say no when you want to say no, and be fully authentic and fully transparent and feel what's coming up and experience it and let it be seen. I love you all so much. Thank you again for subscribing and sharing and commenting. And, this channel is growing. It's taken kind of a little back seat from the growth a little bit, but the views and the watch hours are amazing. It proves that you all are gaining knowledge and experience and growing from this channel, and I love to see it. We are definitely built different, and I hope that you got something out of this video, and I hope it helped you. I hope it helps someone out there, and that's my goal, and that's my vision for this channel, and to grow this community and bring us all together. And maybe you can meet somebody in the comments, maybe you help somebody in the comments, maybe they helped you, maybe I helped you on this video. Just be prepared for Sunday sermon. I don't know what's going to come through, but we'll, whatever happens, happens. Right now, please subscribe, please share, please comment, please like if you liked the video. I love you all so much, from my heart to yours. Just keep going, man. Enjoy this Saturday. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Take care. I love you all. I'll see you soon. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this.